Hello, hello, my beautiful ladies. Welcome in. I am so excited to be with you today. Let's talk about how to get out of scarcity. By the end of this video, I want you to have unlocked more romance and more money for your life. So I'm going to take you through 4 inner work shifts that you can make so that you can feel free and actually be light and abundant and receive so much more than where you currently might feel that you're stuck at. All right, let's get right into the video. So first of all, I'm gonna debunk 3 myths around men and money specifically. And if you've been with me for a while, you know that I've taught that these 2 are connected because both are rooted in your relationship with masculine energy. The first myth, specifically with money, is that once you're wealthy, you never have money problems again. Actually, the hardest inner work that you will have to do is once you do start making money, how to avoid self-sabotaging it and how to stop your body from getting rid of it. So even if you are making a lot of money and even if your income jumps, I want you to be prepared that you will still need to do inner work. So what I'm going to share with you in this video is going to prep you for that so that when your money starts coming in, you're not self-sabotaging, you're not spending it, giving it away, or blocking it altogether. So that's myth number 1. And really what's going on here is whatever personality, whatever identity you carry now, you still will carry parts of that into your future self when you are making money. And so that's why money, it's not good or bad. Money is an amplifier of you. If you are a person who is generous and then you start making a lot of money, you are going to be even more generous when you are wealthy. If you are really angry or really selfish or just always in scarcity, what people think is, well, I won't be angry anymore once I start making money because I'll be flying first class, I will be buying whatever I want, and I'll be happy. That's not true. And in fact, research shows that after you make $70,000, after you make more than that amount, your overall happiness doesn't change. So your level of happiness, if you're making less than $70,000, you still have room to increase your happiness. I will be completely honest about that. I'm not one of those people that says money doesn't buy happiness. I don't think it buys happiness, but money does unlock freedom, and money is not everything, but it changes everything. All right, and that second myth is that money is bad or money is evil. I hear this all the time, especially if you are Christian. This is probably taught to you growing up. This could not be further than what God actually teaches in the Bible. Money is not bad. Money is not evil. If you are a bad or evil person, money will be bad in your hands. If you are a good person, if you are genuine and kind-hearted, you being wealthy is going to be the kindest thing that you can do to anyone around you. All right, so myth number 3 is that if you just had the most perfect, secure, healthy masculine man, you would not be in scarcity. You would not be trying to change your man. You would not be comparing your relationship. You would not have inner work around relationships to do. That is a huge myth. It is not about the man. It is about your relationship with masculine energy. So 3 things that I want you to look for to see, am I showing up in scarcity with relationships, is, are you begging your current partner to change? Are you trying to change him? Are you trying to control him in any ways? And number 3, are you comparing your relationship with anyone else? If you feel that you fall into any of these 3 categories, I'm so happy that you're here. This video is going to be gold for you. So when it comes to scarcity with men and with money, these are 3 myths that I want to kind of set the tone to just be aware of as we go into the inner work. Majority of people in the world, they're in scarcity. How do I know this? Because 80% of people in the world are in survival mode, a rough estimate. Survival mode is the same as scarcity. When you are in survival mode, energetically, you are outrunning a bear. You're running all of your non-essential organs, such as your rest, your digestive system, all of those functions of your body shut down so that you can outrun that predator. A lot of us are stuck in survival mode from something that happened when we were 8 years old. We are still energetically outrunning this bear. Maybe it's a parent, maybe it's the bully at school. You're outrunning that trauma, but the bear, if you turned around, the bear wouldn't even be there. However, you're stuck on this hamster wheel of scarcity now. Scarcity is a lack of safety. It's a lack of abundance. If you are running from a bear, you don't have time to rest. You don't have time to go, oh, I'm so abundant. So that's how you know if you are in scarcity. Is your body in survival mode? All right, so getting into the actual inner work now, I'm so excited to share these with you. I was sitting down and thinking, God, what do you want me to tell the ladies today? And I just felt scarcity. So someone needs to hear this. I need to hear it because the story that I'm about to share with you, it's one of those moments where I told myself, this is never happening to me again. So a few months back, actually 6 months back now, I was in Las Vegas and I was hanging out with my sister. I was seeing my family, and my sister and I, we go to this area and we get my favorite acai bowls in the world. You ladies know I love acai bowls. We went to this place and they accidentally messed up my order, so they gave me 2 bowls. I was like, okay, great. The more the better, right? So I eat the first acai bowl. I'm full. My sister and I get up, we're like, let's go have a photo shoot. So we go down and we're taking pictures for each other, just playing and having fun. And the other acai bowl that they had messed up, I'm just using it as a prop. She didn't want it, I didn't want it, no one around us wanted it. And so we're in the sun, we're taking these photos, the bowl is melting as we're taking these photos. And I tell my sister, I'm like, okay, let's kind of hurry up so that I can get this bowl back in the freezer and have it later. I'm stressed the whole photo shoot that we're having because I'm constantly thinking, I don't want this bowl to melt. It's so delicious. I don't want it to go to waste. Keyword waste. Please keep this in your mind and catch how many times it comes up throughout the week, because that is scarcity screaming in your body. So I'm mentally thinking, I can't let this go to waste. Well, my sister says something to me that changes my life. And it got me out of scarcity. I feel like I'm constantly doing inner work to get out of this, but this was one of those moments where I'm like, I'm done with scarcity. She says to me, Alexis, you didn't even pay for the bowl. Why are you worried about just tossing it? Something shifted in me, and deep down what I realized is everything that I have in my life, I did not pay for. Everything that I have is a gift from God. Everything that I have is overflow. We come into this world naked with nothing. The money that we are paid from the work that we do, overflow. The furniture that we have, the clothes that we have, the relationships that we have, everything is a gift. Everything is an addition. What's so damaging and what puts a lot of us in scarcity is that we try to take the credit for everything that we have. Even with my business, this business is not from my work, it is from God. When I try to take the credit and make myself the one who created it, that's where the problem comes from. Because if I'm responsible for creating everything, then when things start to fall away, I'm also responsible for it. And every person, it doesn't matter if you are a billionaire, it doesn't matter if you are struggling financially, life will throw you curveballs that you have to navigate. And when you feel that you are the one in control of everything you've received, it's going to be very tough when it's taken away from you. The number one thing that you can do to get out of scarcity is to live in a mode of gratitude that everything you have, it is a bonus. And my girls who always ask, how do you decenter men? How do you detach from men? It is this. Your partner, he is not yours. He doesn't belong to you. It's amazing that you guys have chosen each other, and every day you wake up, it's a gift that you guys say, yes, we want to be together. But if you center something that you feel you have credited yourself for receiving, if it pulls away from you, even if it just not even pulls away all the way, but let's say your man is a little bit avoidant, let's say he's not answering your texts, and your heart starts racing, you start going crazy, it is because you feel you are responsible for everything that you have received. And a lot of it, yes, your work has allowed you to receive it. But when you release that control, it's like this wave of relaxation and freedom comes over you that it's actually not mine to begin with. I'm responsible for my being, for my soul, and that's it. God, thank you for everything else that I have. I could not believe that this bowl that cost maybe $15, I was wasting 30 minutes with my sister. All right, I need to get this in the freezer. I need to get this to where it's cold. I was wasting that mental energy and living in so much scarcity for something that's $15 and that I didn't even pay for to begin with. That's the worst part. It was a bonus. But in that moment, I realized everything that we have in life, it is a bonus. So that is going to get you out of scarcity so quick. So remember, I'm already swimming in overflow. That can be your affirmation for the week. I'm swimming in overflow. everything that I receive, it's a cherry on top. And when you do this in relationships, oh, ladies, I'm telling you, your partner will go crazy. Because when he does something small for you, such as he pulls your chair out so that you can sit, and you realize he didn't have to do that. Like, that's such a gift that I just received. Your energy and excitement and gratitude, he will feel that. You don't even have to say anything. He will feel that. It will fill him up. His chest will puff out. His shoulders will be back. And now he's thinking, what more can I do for her? It is the best thing that you could do for your feminine energy, to be living in this state. And even with money, because when you realize, oh my gosh, I just received $100, I just received $1,000, you're not in a mode of, that's not enough, I need more. So you're content. Now money, it feels your energy and goes, okay, this woman is content. Let's go and swim into her pockets, because we know that when we're with her, she will be grateful and abundant with us. Someone that's in scarcity, oh, I only made $1,000 today. Does money want to go and swim to their pockets? No, it doesn't even feel good to be in their energy. You also embody this energy when you show up. My girls who are business owners, your clients can feel this when you are desperate. I need your money. That's why I don't believe in the marketing that the world teaches, because it feels icky to me. With my business, I'm so grateful that God has given me a business that has become $1 million business. I have paid $0 in marketing expenses. Why? Because I know what the world teaches. I always do the opposite. That is how you will be successful. The world will teach that things are never enough. Consumerism, you need more and more. No, I'm already grateful for what I have. And because I'm able to be grateful and to hold it, my hands are open, and now so much more money has come. It's just the cherry on top. So business owners and content creators, be careful of being in the energy of selling, because it feels icky. Know that what you have to offer is valuable, and tell women about it instead. That's why my courses, I never say, by the way, ladies, here's a discount, and it doesn't feel promotional like that. I just say, these are the transformations that my girls have received. When you're ready for that deeper inner work, here's the program. I don't want to push it onto anyone that's not ready, because it's not going to be aligned. When you are ready for something, it will come to you. And the fourth point that I'm going to share with you is going to get more into that. It's more of a love life story that happened to me. I think I'm finally ready to share it now. And it's just crazy. It's one of those things that shifted me to say, Alexis, don't change anything about yourself to the point where you're inauthentic. You know how sometimes we try to do our hair different or be in the presence of a guy that we like? What I share with you in point number 4, it will snap you out of that if you are in the habit of doing it. You just have to be and embody that feminine energy, and it will come. All right, so before I get into point number 4, let's get to point number 2. Point number 2, ask the question, and I want you to actually journal about this one. If you journal this, I promise you, things will come out from your hands that you did not even expect. That's why my girls who do my programs, I say, if you journal, you will get double the results from this program. With every module, I give journal prompts and inner work. And sometimes the women do it, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they don't do it, then they do the course again. They do the inner work journal prompts. They're like, Alexis, you won't believe this. So please do this journal prompt. This one alone will be gold for you. What would I do in life if I had no restrictions? I want to share a story with you. So one of my incredible students, she is just, she's everything. This woman is from my business program, Divine and Aligned, and she emailed me one day. Every time she emails me, I open it immediately because I know it's going to be good. So she goes, Alexis, you will not believe this. And she goes, I did this prompt. I asked myself, if I had no restrictions, what would I do? And what came up for her was I would be a business coach. She had never done business coaching before. It was very new for her. And because she asked herself that question and that answer came, she goes, you know what? I'm going to decide that I'm going to start working towards this. She found a woman, she reached out to her who was a business coach, and what she wanted to do was shadow her. So she was going to shadow her. She goes, you know, maybe a couple of years, I'll get that experience and then I'll be certified to be a business coach. Within 48 hours of her reaching out to this woman to shadow her and learn how to become a business coach, my student was a business coach 48 hours later. So she began shadowing with this woman. 2 days after she did this inner work, one of her current clients reached out to her and asked if she did business coaching. And she says, because I did this inner work and I decide to be a business coach. This is my desire. She said, I felt ready to tell my client, yes, I do business coaching when they asked. And she was able to help them transform their business. This kind of stuff blows my mind. And what keeps a lot of us in scarcity is feeling that we're not qualified. This is the biggest block for most of my business owners, is this imposter syndrome of I'm too young, I don't know enough, I don't have the degree, I don't have the experience. Please let me remind you that someone needs to hear what you have to say the way that you're going to say it. I doubted myself before opening up my coaching business because I thought, I don't know if I have enough experience. But another person told me this. They said, no one else is going to be able to say the words to your community that they need with the tone, with the language, with the life experience that you have. The same goes for you. There are people that are waiting to hear from you. And same thing in relationships. A lot of women think, I'm not good enough, I'm not ready to be in a relationship. Your partner, no one else can speak to them, comfort them, love them the way that you can. They are just waiting for you to decide that you're ready. The other beautiful part about my student's story is she messaged me, she goes, Alexis, I collapsed years. She said, I plan to be a business coach a couple of years later. Why inner work is so powerful is because it will allow you to quantum leap. That's a whole other topic and video in itself. I have a whole video called Quantum Physics Meets Feminine Energy. I highly recommend checking out that video if you like the quantum physics. So she goes, I collapsed time and I sped up the rate that I was moving, the income that I was making, all because I allowed myself to say yes. All because I did this inner work and asked, what would I do if there were no restrictions? A lot of us think inner work, it's so hard, it's so scary. Do you know what inner work is? It's taking out your journal and your pen, answering a prompt that allows you to go deeper but kind of scares you. The hard part is not saying yes when your client asks, do you do business coaching? It's not even reaching out to ask to shadow someone that you want to also be in that field. It's sitting down and allowing your deepest desires to be seen by you. That is the hardest part, and that is what it takes. If you can do that, you can do anything. All right, so a few other questions that I have for you is, if you had this prompt in your mind, what would I do if there were no restrictions? How would you show up in dating? How would you show up? I love this one because every time I ask this for myself, how would I show up in my romantic life, something changes. And a big thing that often changes for me are the rules to dating, the rules to relationships. There's so many rules on the internet today because everyone is saying one thing versus another. Some people are saying don't be with a man unless he provides 100% for you. Some people are saying don't be exclusive with a guy until there's a ring. Some people are saying you should have the ring within 6 months. If you forgot all of those rules and just asked your body what would feel good, what comes up for you? I want you to free yourself from the constant consuming of information that you're hearing on the internet. Because while there is so much valuable and incredible information, not all of it is aligned for you. And this is a bit random, and I promise we'll come back to this topic, but there was someone that I really, really looked up to. This person was also a coach. They would teach online. And when I was a new coach, what I would do is I would send my clients to her for more advanced inner work because I felt I'm scared to go deeper on this with them. I feel like this person may be more qualified. 100% of the time, my clients would come back, they would say, I just didn't resonate with her videos. I just didn't resonate with the content. What I'm trying to say is this content creator and this coach, her content is gold. It is so valuable. It is 100% correct, but it was not 100% correct for my client. So a lot of my girls in the Glow Print, my coaching program, a block that they have is, Alexis, I also want to be a feminine energy coach, but I feel like I'm copying you, or I feel like I'm taking this idea. What you have to say is going to reach women in a way that I cannot reach them. So you are the right coach, you are the right partner, you are the right person for your match. So anyone that's feeling I'm I'm blocked with scarcity or feeling like someone else is more expertise or better in this area, I hope that this removes that block for you. Because even though there are so many excellent coaches, it doesn't take away from their value, but it also doesn't take away from yours. Once I started to see this, I'm like, okay, my girls came to me for a reason. I feel confident with this. And that's when my confidence really grew and my coaching business really started to explode. So this is something that's really common for my business owners. Qualify yourself. Decide that you are qualified. And here's the thing, when you decide that, new versions of you will start to come out. Like I would say things on my one-on-one calls to my girls. I'm like, I cannot believe that I said this. Things with power and with conviction and advice that would never come out of me before if I didn't decide I'm worthy to be their coach. I'm confident enough to be their coach. It took a lot of inner work, and now I feel like there's nothing that I won't say. And that is a good thing, but yeah, it just takes some inner work. All right, so back to this, how would you show up in dating? Why I even brought up the previous point is because while there's so many excellent dating coaches out there, I want you to take the rules that apply to you and leave the rest. Because sometimes being engaged super quick doesn't work for you. Sometimes being in a long-term relationship doesn't work for you. Maybe you only want to date until you are engaged. Your heart knows your desire, and you have to ask your heart rather than asking the internet, and definitely rather than asking ChatGPT. All right, next question is, how much of a raise would you ask for if you had no restrictions? I'm talking my girls who work, my girls who have 9-to-5s, my girls who are business owners, maybe you have an allowance. How much of a raise would you ask for if there's no restrictions? And another one, would you potentially quit your job, travel for a year? And what if within that traveling experience, you gained confidence and fire and passion that later unlocked your $1 million business? A lot of us were so scared to ask this question, what would I do if there's no restrictions? Because your heart might say, quit your job, leave your relationship, move to this new city. And what you feel is, well, I can't do that because what if I lose everything? But what if instead of looking at it as losing everything, what if you look at it as that experience, maybe traveling for a year, it shapes you into a person who becomes so fearless, so passionate. Like maybe you discover a passion while you're hiking in the mountains. Maybe you're passionate about leaves. That's the first thing I see in front of me. Maybe you're passionate about being in nature, so you become a grounding coach. I don't know what would light your soul up while you're in the mountains. I feel like something for me, if I was really honest, I already do this now, but I would become even more passionate about holistic health. I would probably pull something where I'm like living off the land, living off the trees and the fruit. And then I would start creating videos online of how my body and my inflammation healed from eating natural foods. So you might feel like it's going to cause you a disadvantage if you break all the rules and go wild like this, but you have to be wild to unlock what it is that your heart desires. You have to be wild to have your $1 million business. The next one that I'm going to talk about is going to correlate this directly with I had to be wild in order to have this business. You have to unlock that wild energy. It's so passionate, it's so beautiful. And that is a part of feminine energy I think a lot of us are scared to get into. I haven't talked about it too much on YouTube. I've talked about it in the magnetically polarizing program. You need wild energy. It is going to light your feminine energy on fire. A lot of people will go back on my old videos and then they come back on the current ones. They're like, Alexis, you're different. Your voice is different and your mannerisms are different. I've learned how to light this fire and I want this for you too. Number 3, allow the fall to be your gold vault key. And what do I mean by this? I mean that fall that comes from being in that wild feminine energy, the fall that comes from choosing your heart rather than following your head. You can think of your gold vault as your heart's desires. So if you think of a giant vault in the back of a bank, you know, when they take the secure person back and they unlock the vault and in there there's diamonds, there's money, all of that. Well, when I was first creating the Gold Vault program, I knew I want to create a program to help women do the inner work, to unlock their wealth. Because a lot of us are stuck at the same income. A lot of us are scared to ask for more money. A lot of us are in scarcity with money. And I thought there needs to be a picture, like a visualization, that I can name this program. Because once you do inner work around money, everything changes, and it's so easy to make money. It is so easy, and I wish that someone had told me that sooner. So inside your gold vault, and your gold vault is what I just call your heart's gold vault. It's where your dream relationship is, your dream body, your dream finances, everything that your heart desires. Think of it as sitting in this beautiful golden box. But your inner work is the key that you have to use to unlock what's in there. The key is your inner work. And so why I say allow the fall to be your gold vault is because when you fall from following the rules from your current identity, you land at rock bottom. And when you're rock bottom, you don't have a choice but to figure out who you are and what your heart wants. You don't care about anything anymore except for following what your deepest desire is. That is why after a woman goes through a breakup, she feels almost like she's fallen to the ground. That's why she always levels up. Do you notice that post-breakup glow that a woman has? Her body is on point. She's doing her inner work. She's listening to podcasts. She's getting a new job, building her business. That's an example of someone falling, hitting the bottom, and now there's no choice but leveling up. And so we're afraid to fall and to lose what we currently have, but we're so comfortable staying stuck on this hamster wheel of survival mode. The fear of falling is you on a hamster wheel. You are running in this mode of survival. So I have an example of this to share with you. So one of my clients, and it's so funny because she just posted this video today, which made me think of her. So her and I were working together for a while, and she had an amazing TikTok account, over 1 million followers. She had so many great brand deals. She was just on fire with that, but her heart was not on fire with it anymore. And she said, Alexis, this is my job, but it's not my passion. I want to teach about feminine energy. I want to teach about inner work because it's changed my life so much. And as soon as she said that, I knew, I'm like, okay, she's gonna do it. She totally just has that energy where it's so, her heart lights up when she even says feminine energy. And I knew she has to let this old account go. I knew, because your energy will always be split if you're trying to keep the old identity alive and trying to spark the new identity. You cannot do both. So slowly we're doing the inner work so that she can let the millions of followers go, so that she can let the brand deals go, fall almost from what she had built in order to create something new. She did. I'm so proud of her. She decided, you know what, I'm going to stop making content in this area. I'm going to let it go because it feels like a chore. It just doesn't feel like what I want to do. And she started her YouTube channel. She started sharing what she actually wanted to do. And something that her and I were talking about, and I've been through this with so many of my clients, they feel, Alexis, how can I let all these followers and subscribers go and start from zero again? And what I would share with them is all of these women who had 500 to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube who were making more than they were making. A big block that we have is thinking, if I have barely any followers, I'm going to have barely any money. Not true at all. It's not the followers that matters. It's not the quantity, it's the quality of followers. There are women who have 500 followers on YouTube, 500 subscribers. They're making thousands of dollars a month because those 500 subscribers that they have truly love and value their content. And it was the same thing in my business. When I first started my YouTube channel, I didn't have a lot of subscribers. I was making content that wasn't aligned for me about hair care and skincare, all of this. When I started to teach about feminine energy, the value of those subscribers, the quality of them, they wanted to work with me one-on-one. They wanted to invest. What I thought would make more money before by having more followers and doing more of the basic content online, that was not aligned for me. And it would always create a money block for me. Versus when I followed what my heart wanted, the money started to flow. So same thing for my client, and the most beautiful thing happened. She had decided this right before coming on one of the retreats last year. And then at the retreat, one of the other women that was also at the retreat, she signed up to be her first client for coaching. If you do not decide that you are ready, that you are willing to fall, that you are ready to lose your current identity, your new clients, your new possibilities, they will never come to you. I was so proud of her that at this retreat, she goes, Alexis, I just got my first client. This is how it is when you decide. But you have to be willing to fall. You have to be willing to let go. And think of it as a fun fall. It's like skydiving. It's always gonna be good when you land because you'll feel a sigh of relief and excitement and adrenaline. That's how it is when you start your new business or your new passion. I did not eat or sleep the way that I needed to when I started the Feminine Glow. I would stay up all night working on it. I was so excited, so passionate. That is how it feels when you are following your heart. So you need to go skydiving. You need to be willing to fall. You need to be willing to lose what you've currently built. But I promise you it's going to be so much more adventurous and fun. My biggest fear in life is regret. I fear waking up when I'm 99 years old and saying, I wish that I would have done this when I was younger. Learn to fear regret more than you fear failure. And that is how you will unlock your gold vault. All right, what else? Another example of this for my own life is when I was out of college, I was working at a marketing job. And I felt proud of myself. Yay, I just got my degree, I'm working in marketing now. I did not like it at all. It was not for me. And so I had a big choice to make. Do I stay right here where I'm not happy and continue working up that ladder? Or do I quit my job, work in a restaurant at night, and choose to build my business during the day? I had such a divide. And the thing was for me, if I chose the other route that my heart wanted, my pride would have fallen. Because now suddenly I have a college degree, yet I'm working as a hostess in a restaurant. This was my way of thinking. There's nothing wrong with it, but I had shame with it. What do you think I decided to do? Of course, work in the restaurant. So I did. I got that job in the restaurant. I'm working there at nighttime. During the day, I'm starting to create content on TikTok, all about feminine energy. A few months later, it led to my business being created. If I had not taken that loss, that a little bit of humiliation and shame that I felt like, but I'm just graduating college, what am I doing working in this restaurant? If I did not take that loss, I would never have the $1 million business. You have to be willing to fall. And when you are willing to fall, you're not in scarcity anymore. You go from the hamster wheel to skydiving. Skydiving's always better. I'd get tired on that hamster wheel. All right. So the question that I have for you, and I want you to be so honest about this, what partner, what friendship, what family relationship, what city are you in scarcity with that if you fell from, it would lead you to your key for your gold vault? And maybe it's something that I didn't mention. Maybe it's a habit that you have. Maybe it's something that you're studying in school. Maybe it's a college degree. Maybe it's a job. I've had clients that they're like, Alexis, I've put in 30 years at this corporate job, but I do not want to do this anymore. And that's always my favorite inner work, is to help them go from the fear of letting that go to the freedom that comes with following what they do want. And there almost always is a little bit of a mental fall where you're like, oh, maybe my income dropped or my status dropped. That is so much better than being 99 and saying, why did I care so much about that? I could have been in Bora Bora right now in my retirement home instead of this place. So I want you to honor your future self, honor your future elderly self, and also honor your current self. What is it that she desires right now? And what do you need to let go? How do you know if you're in scarcity? You're in survival mode. I had a relationship that I was in that screamed scarcity. Looking back, I did not want to leave because I felt this is the best that it's ever going to get. This partner is amazing. I'm never going to find anyone else like this. No one else is ever going to treat me this way. But not everything in that relationship was aligned for me. I would wake up every day anxious. I remember waking up when I was in this relationship, my heart would beat like this. And I knew this is not for me. And I stayed for a long time because of fear, because of scarcity. I wish that I could have gone back and set myself free from those mental chains because my heart would have been a lot healthier a lot sooner. And you will know that you are in scarcity because your body is giving you signs of survival mode. Skin breakouts, gut issues, overexhaustion, feeling like you can never rest. If you sit down at night and you eat dinner and you're eating super quick, you're in survival mode. If you are talking to a family member on the phone and you're multitasking and thinking, all right, how can I get out of this? How can I go and do more? You're in survival mode. If you're moving very fast, you are on a hamster wheel, running. And why I think the hamster wheel is a perfect illusion, or the perfect analogy, is because the hamster thinks it's running towards a goal, but it's going in a circle. That's what happens when you're in survival mode. You think, I'm outrunning this predator, I'm getting away, getting safe from this trauma that happened, I'm cutting off men because a man hurt me in the past, I'm going to keep my heart closed because that family member treated me bad. You're running from a predator that's not even in your surrounding anymore. You owe it to yourself to skydive rather than live on a hamster wheel. Do we need a Glow Girl skydiving date after this? All right. Anyways. Okay, this one I'm so excited to share with you guys. I'm a little bit nervous, honestly, because I don't talk too much about my dating life on here, but I have to share this. Number 4 is embody feminine energy. This alone, this is one of the best things that you can ever do to get out of scarcity. And yes, this will get you out of scarcity with money too, not just with men. I went to the sauna one night and I'm sitting in the sauna. It's a co-ed sauna, so guys and girls. I'm sitting in the sauna and I see this guy come in that I've gone out with before. We only went out once, nothing happened with us. We just knew, like, yeah, we're not a match. So he comes in the sauna and we're just friendly. Hey, how are you? Good to see you. Then his friend comes in. I feel like I'm on a FaceTime date with you guys right now. His friend comes in. I'm thinking in my head, who is that? His friend, so attractive. Just something about his energy stands out to me. So his friend comes in. I don't know that they're friends though. This guy comes and sits next to the guy that I went out with. Then they're talking. I'm like, oh, dang it, they're friends. Oh, okay. So I'm reading my book. The guy that I thought was attractive, he leans over his friend. He goes, what book are you reading? Inside I'm like, ah! Okay, so we start talking a little bit about books. He's so into personal development, inner work, and it's just such a great conversation. And it flies by. And you know when you're sitting in the sauna, time does not fly by. It flies by when we're talking. The guy that I went out with, he gets out. Now it's just him and I talking. And so we're talking for a while, and then I look at the clock. I'm like, okay, I really have to go. So I quickly tell him bye. But in my head, I'm thinking, oh, I wish that we both had our phones. I wish that he asked me for my number, but you know what? It's not meant to be. So I go home. That night, the guy that I went out with, he texts me. We'll call him X, okay? So X texts me. And he goes, hey, it was so good to see you today. I'd love to take you for like a sunset dinner tomorrow night. And in my head, I was thinking, you know what? This actually sounds so good. I was at a point where I feel I really do want to date. Like I just want to go out and have this romantic time. But something in my heart said no. And I knew this guy, X, he's not for me. Like we're not a match. So it was so hard to send the text, even though part of me still wanted to go, but I said, you know what, this isn't my full desire for a man. So I tell him no. This was Saturday. The next day, I wake up, I kind of forget about the situation, I go to church. Sunday morning, I'm in church, I'm hanging out with my friends afterwards in the quad area. As I'm about to go, who do you think I see at my church? I have never seen this man there before. The cute friend, we'll call him cute friend, from the sauna. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what are the chances that we're both here? So we make eye contact, he comes over, he's like, Alexis! He has the cutest accent too. What are you doing here? And so we're talking, I'm like, this is my church home, what are you doing here? He goes, oh, one of my friends invited me for the first time today and I wanted to come check it out. Then he asked for my number and we start talking, and it was one of those moments where I'm like, God, you're good. Okay? If it's gonna be done in your home, okay, even better. And so why I bring up this story is because something will happen when you start doing inner work where a dupe a false version of your desire, it will come and it will test you. And the point of this happening is for you to be tested to say, will you allow yourself to have your full desire, or will you settle for something that checks maybe a few things on your list, but not everything? And also why I bring this story up is because when you are just focused on being in your feminine energy, you're just flowing, you're not trying to control the outcome, you're definitely not chasing men trying to ask for their number and make sure that the connection happens. When you are so authentically yourself, everything that you desire, it will come to you like a magnet, because you are magnetic. I didn't change my routine. I went to church like normal. I did my normal sauna time like normal. Here's the crazy thing. If any of those had changed, a lot of people like to call this the butterfly effect. If I changed any part of myself to try to control things, to try to make something happen with this guy, it could have set me to go to church at a later time. It could have caused me to, like, let's say I stayed in the sauna more because I just wanted to keep talking to him instead of honoring what time I wanted to get out. If I had stayed longer, maybe I would have been dehydrated. Maybe I wouldn't have talked with my friends after church the next day and I wouldn't have seen him. I'm not saying that this would have happened. I'm just saying that everything you do, when you choose and when you honor your authentic self and what she desires, you don't have to worry about controlling anything. Everything will come to you in God's perfect timing. So embodying feminine energy, it is the best thing that you can do to get out of scarcity. And people will feel it because you're so happy, you're so content with just being yourself. You're not changing anything about you. You're not trying to be more likable, be more lovable. You're just you. You're authentic. And when you are a business owner or a content creator or even at your job, people feel this energy and they like it. It's so refreshing because sadly, most people are not authentic. Most people are wearing a mask and they're trying to be liked. But when you're not trying to be liked, you start speaking your truth, it triggers people. But the people that need it to be triggered go, how do I work with you as a coach now? How do I consume more of your content? What other platforms can I find you on? And this naturally unlocks your gold vault for you. When you're saying things that are polarizing on YouTube, you start to get a lot of views. You make thousands of dollars just from monetizing your YouTube channel. I was talking with someone the other day who was wanting to be a YouTuber, and she goes, I'm just scared to do it. And I told her, girl, I'll just be honest with you. I don't even have to pay my rent. My YouTube channel pays my rent plus more. And she goes, what? I didn't know this. And she goes, yes, there's so many opportunities. If you allowed yourself to have abundance with finances, you would maybe allow yourself to take opportunities that you're scared to do. Maybe you're scared of making more money and people around you changing. Maybe you're scared of even speaking about the money that you're making. But I will tell you this, every time a woman has told me how much money she is making, it has activated me and it has allowed me to go, all right, I can do this too. You become energetic permission when you share your abundance with others. That's why in the beginning of this video, I said the kindest thing that you can do for people around you is to make a lot of money. It will give them permission to go, it's easy, it's doable. That's why I love the internet. I think we're living in the best time where it's so easy to make money because people are showing up online, freely sharing how they're doing it. And it allows your nervous system to feel safe and go, okay, I'm safe to do it too. It's like we get to quantum leap everything that the previous generations had to do, of being in networks, being around wealthy people. No, you can go online and make it your norm. So make abundance your norm. Let the scarcity go. One more thing that I wanted to tell you before we wrap up the video. Actually, let me summarize these points. Was there anything else that I wanted to say? Yes. Okay, so that fourth point about embodying feminine energy, you know what I'm talking about, the dupe versus the desire? The ex guy versus the guy that I actually liked? I want you to please go and watch my YouTube video, Dupes versus Desires. There's so much inner work in that YouTube video. I'll link it in the description for you. For the second point about what would you do if there's no restrictions, if you feel that you have a block with letting your wild, your free, your polarizing energy out, the magnetically polarizing program, that's the course that I'm going to recommend for you. That one, the whole program is inner work on how to be free with how you speak, free with how you play and interact with men, how to be so confident and grounded in your energy so that you can unlock your gold vault, so that you can meet the partners and have that polarizing, have that romantic, that passionate energy. Every single woman has that inside of her, but sometimes we're just scared to let that out. So let me recap the points and then I'll give you this last little bonus point. So number 1, realize that everything that you already have is an overflow. Number 2 is ask yourself, what would I do if there were no restrictions? Number 3, allow the fall to be your gold vault key. Okay, grab your skydiving gear, make sure it's cute, get your cute helmet, get ready for that fall. Imagine on the website I made Glow Girl skydiving merch. I might just do that, put like a section, helmet for skydiving. The girls that get it. I'll know that you watch this video. And then number 4 is embody feminine energy. Just remember the sauna story. You don't have to chase, you don't have to change anything about yourself. You just have to take care of your health, go and praise God, be in his house of worship, your man will come. The last bonus point. My mom would always give me this analogy, and I've shared it a lot on YouTube, but it is so essential to share it here in this video. When your fist is closed because you're holding on to money, to people, cities, experiences, when you're holding on to something so tightly, you do not have any room for your gold vault key to come and land in your hand. You have to open up your hand so that more can come. Anytime you're in scarcity, just visualize and say, my fist is closed. How can I open it so that I can receive more? This is also why people who are so generous, it seems like life just always works out for them. Money comes to them, help comes to them. Why? Because they're always giving, their hands are always open, so they're in the energy to receive. If you're blocked, it's literally a block in your energy to receive. And I want you to keep this as your affirmation this week. What if it turns out even better than I imagined? What if it turns out even better than I expected? A small example of this is my apartment. This alone is my reminder why I should never be in scarcity. When I first moved to Dubai, I was in an Airbnb and I found this apartment. I loved it. I was like, yay, I'm so gonna move in here. However, before I moved into this apartment, even before I moved to Dubai, I was in so much scarcity of things that I would need for my apartment. And I'm talking things like blenders, things like my satin pillowcase. Like, I was in such a survival mode. It was a huge identity shift for me to move here. So I had a lot of fear around that. And how that showed up for me is thinking I need to get everything together for my apartment. I need to make sure I have everything, plates, like silverware, my mind was going crazy. I was literally thinking of bringing things like an air fryer, a blender from my past home to Dubai. I was crazy, okay? When I came to this apartment, I was blown away because not only did it come fully furnished, it came with full appliances, beds, towels, bed sheets. I changed the bed sheets still though. It came with cookware. It came with plates, with silverware. I didn't know that apartments could come with plates. Like, I was in such shock with how much scarcity I was in, and that was such a wake-up call. Never again. Because what if it turns out better than you expect? What if it turns out better than you imagined? Keep that energy and it will keep you out of scarcity. Thank you so much for watching, ladies. I've loved having you here. Thank you so much always for sharing your time and your energy with me. I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Have so much fun skydiving, and I'll see you soon. Bye, ladies.